Hi, I'm Mr. Wise,
I'm Mrs. Wise.
and we're we're gonna be having a little marriage discussion today. What did we decide we're gonna talk about?
Why people are afraid, or maybe instead of talking about other people, we can just start with why we are doing what we do.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way. Okay, so why are we doing what we're doing? What are we doing?
These videos and stuff for marriage-wise.
Okay.
Like, why do we do it?
Well, the reason why I originally wanted us to do this is so that we could share. I thought what we had was so wonderful and beautiful that I wanted to share the lessons that we had learned along the way with other people, because some people did share with us certain things, but it was never an open public discussion about marriage. And I got into a men's group at my church, and the men there were open about marriage and giving advice and encourage each other, sharing what they may have went through and how they got through it. And that inspired me to say, hey, well, this needs to be more of a public discussion that we need to be having to encourage one another and each other in marriage. So that's why I wanted us to do it, is to share our struggles and how we overcome those struggles, and stay together. So why did you agree to do it?
I didn't agree at first, and I really am a very, 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 if you know me well, private person. Social media has really made me be more of not of a private person, but there's still a lot of things. Just because you see a lot of things doesn't mean that's my whole life. Okay, so it took me a while to finally get on board with sharing marriage advice. I, again, never really felt like, being that the people around me didn't really have successful marriages, I didn't feel like I had the experience around me to be able to share advice with other people. But when I started hearing people, noticing that people were actually watching us, and noticing that things, we had an impact on others, is when I kind of got on board. There's still some days, there's some things that I don't want to do, and I'm not ready yet to do and share with others, but if it is going to help save someone's marriage or inspire people, which I do in my career, or at least try to all the time, then it's worth it. It can't hurt anything.
Yeah. And I think part of what
Sorry, it was itching.
What you were saying about being able to help other people, for myself especially, what I try to do is we don't just make these videos, we don't just write. I try to get intimate in other people's marriage, especially men, and encouraging them that they have the power and the authority to determine how wonderful their marriage is. That if they're willing to put in the work and make the sacrifices and be obedient to God and follow what He's told us to do as husbands, that they have the opportunity to have a healthy, God-glorifying marriage. And so I try to spend time mentoring other men, those either looking to be married or those who are husbands who are struggling and who have questions. And I try to encourage my wife to do that more. She's learning, and I think she's made me a little bit more comfortable with younger people, because she feels like, well, she does have a little bit more experience than them, but she's not as comfortable doing it with other people her same age or even older, who may not even have the same type of experience or depth of experience that she currently has.
And I come from the school of people are grown and you can't tell them what to do. That's how I was raised, that grown people are going to do what they want to do anyway. You also hear people say, stay out of other people's business. But it has to start somewhere. Somebody has to start helping people some type of way. Mm-hmm. And if the things that we do or the things that we share are helping, that's great. 14 years ago, I wouldn't have thought we'd be sharing marriage advice, but here we are.
So what do you think is the reason why people don't talk about marriage or want to talk about marriage?
They don't want people to know their business. They don't want people to know their business. They don't think anything's wrong. They feel like that's something that's private between them and the person.
Okay. And for the most part, it is, and you shouldn't just share with any and everybody. I mean, you don't just go around telling everything, and we don't tell you every struggle that we have. But what we do is try to pick out those struggles in which we can help and show how we progress through those, without also putting our marriage in a vulnerable situation, to be judged in a light that is not fully lit, because you can only understand from certain parts and perspectives. So we can share with you, when we can share full perspective, give you a full round, and understand the nuance of what was happening in the situation. But you should look for people who you can trust, who are God-fearing, who have experience and wisdom and knowledge, and are always going to give you advice that first glorifies God, and secondly encourages you to do what thus says the Lord, and three, will not beat you down or judge you, but encourage you to walk in love with your spouse. So I would encourage people to find someone they can talk to about their marriage with, someone who's more mature than them, someone they trust.
And years of experience does not mean they're more mature, so be careful of that.
Good point, great point. And you want to pattern yourself after a marriage that you have been intimate with, that you could see, wow, they really are great.
Another thing, and just because they go to church does not mean that they are in a sound church or God-fearing. So you really have to make sure whoever you're talking to is someone who can help you and lead you in the right way.
Definitely. And that's good points, because that's what people will say. And I think that talking about is important in our community, specifically so that we can teach each other to grow in love towards one another in marriage, so that we can build strong marriages in the African American community. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I believe that we need to continue to encourage each other. I know a lot of people I follow on Facebook who are married, who are young as we are, and even younger. And if you feel like I love being my wife, I always want to be with her, we never want to be apart, I feel like we have a great marriage. And because of that, I want to share that with other people, because I want other marriages to be strong. So if you feel like that about your marriage, and you're not struggling in marriage, you're thriving in marriage, you're excelling at marriage, and you're growing together, growing towards God, reach out to other people to share with them and help and be a light for them. And it's a beautiful thing when I see people my same age who I grew up with who have wonderful marriages. But we got to reach out and help other people as well.
That's right.
So,
even if sometimes they may be a little hesitant at first, I mean, and I'm not saying just go around and try to ask everybody what's going on in their marriage, but you know when things aren't totally going right. People give signs, or don't have the attitude of I can't help anyone.
Yeah.
I've been there. Some days I still feel that way. But
and the other thing is to be available for someone to talk to you. And sometimes it's just listening and encouraging them, and building trust with them, that they know when they come to speak to you, you're not going to judge them. You're going to comfort them, encourage them, and lead them in the right direction. So anything else you want to say on the topic about?
No, that's it.
Publicly talking about marriage?
That's it. But what else?
I don't know. If you guys have any questions for us, anything you want us to discuss, ask us some questions. I mean, it could be whatever. You know, our most difficult time, our best date, any question you may have. So hit us up on Twitter. You can hit us up on our blog. You can hit us up on YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, anything. Facebook.
Did you say Twitter?
I think I did. But if I didn't, Twitter. Generally it's marriagewhys, WHYS, or marriage_WHYS. And you can find us pretty much anywhere.
Not anywhere, but
I mean, on social
many
media.
of the social
Oh, we
media
have Tumblr
platforms.
too. Not very much things on there. And
I
I kind of did that on my own. She hasn't really
I
participated.
don't know what that is.
Okay. So, thank you all for watching and tuning in. I know it's kind of long. Hopefully this has blessed you, and hope to see you guys next time.
Don't just watch the video. Please interact with us.
That's kind of creepy if y'all just watch our videos.
It's just like we need interaction. We want interaction with people.
Okay.
That's how I work.
Definitely. She does not like to just talk. So, if y'all ask questions, she'll get more lively. All right. See you later.
Lively.
Okay.
Lively?
Yeah, you'll, you know.
Oh, okay. Lively could be taken different kind of ways.
Okay, and that's a cut.